Welcome, my beloved child. You have walked through a very long and exhausting storm, haven't you? I see your tears falling in the dark. You think you have lost absolutely everything you built. But do not turn away just yet. This exact message was sent from heaven to heal your deeply wounded soul. The enemy wants you to surrender completely. They want you to believe the shaking is your final end. Listen closely to my voice right now. The storm is finally over, and your greatest blessing arrives. You are standing right now in the middle of shattered dreams and broken plans scattered across the ground. I saw how you struggled just to breathe, fighting the fierce winds that threatened to uproot your entire life. There were moments when the violent gales struck so hard that you truly believed you would be torn apart. Your finances seem completely drained, and the once solid relationships around you are severely fractured. Your precious faith in tomorrow became extremely blurry, hidden behind the thick and heavy rain clouds. I watched you look around the devastation, quietly asking yourself what is truly left after this pain. You see nothing but the crushed wooden beams of your old life sinking deeply into the cold, wet mud. Your fragile hands desperately clawed at the cracked earth, hoping to find just a single piece of hope. The heavy rain mercilessly washed away the comfort and security you worked so hard to build up. It felt like a cruel tragedy, an unexpected disaster sent to punish your tired and weary heart. Your clothes are stained with the bitter mud of failure, and your spirit feels completely crushed and empty. You look up at the dark gray sky with hollow eyes, wondering if I have abandoned you in this dark storm. Every single step you take feels incredibly heavy, as if the ground itself is trying to swallow you. The rusted coins and broken bridges around you are painful reminders of the stability you recently lost. You are totally exhausted, physically and spiritually drained from fighting a battle you could not win. But let me tell you a secret about the storm. The wind only blows away what was never meant to stay. If you had stayed in that fragile house, would it have survived the coming winter? Tell me your thoughts. I allowed the fierce winds to strip away the weak foundations because I have a much greater plan for you. The devastation you see right now is actually the very beginning of your beautiful restoration. You have survived the darkest night of your soul, and you are still standing here, breathing and alive today. While you were weeping in the center of the storm, the demonic forces began their vicious mental attack. Dark shadows crept out from the cracks in the ground, wrapping around you like a suffocating toxic fog. They whispered terrible lies into your mind, screaming that this terrible shaking is your final conclusion. The enemy told you that you have lost absolutely everything and will never be able to rise again. You cried out in pure agony, bitterly complaining that I was sleeping while your tiny boat was sinking. You foolishly tried to use your bare hands to hold on to the rotting wood that the storm was blowing away. But the harder you tried to keep those broken things, the more empty and powerless you felt inside your soul. The dark smoke of depression tried to choke your faith, making you believe that you are totally worthless. They wanted you to stay kneeling in the mud forever, trapped in the endless cycle of regret and deep pain. The accuser mocked your prayers, laughing at your tears, telling you that heaven has completely shut its doors. You felt like a lonely and forgotten child, surrounded by invisible wolves, waiting to devour your spirit. The toxic whispers convinced you that your future is dead, and the beautiful promises I made were just lies. You were completely exhausted, from defending yourself against an enemy you could not even see clearly. The shadows grew longer and sharper, attempting to pierce your heart with heavy guilt and deep shame. You thought the raging waters would surely drown you, and the chaotic winds would scatter your remaining hope. It was the ultimate test of your faith, a terrifying battle fought entirely within your weary mind. But you must remember that the enemy only attacks the places where your greatest treasures are hidden. The devil roared like a lion because he was terrified of the glorious destiny waiting just ahead for you. They desperately wanted to blind you, so you would not see the miraculous rescue that was already coming. Even when you felt completely abandoned, my protective hand was firmly covering you through the deep dark. But now, I want you to listen carefully. Today, I am standing up to intervene in your painful situation. I raise my hand with absolute authority and command the raging winds and crashing waves to be still. Instantly, the violent shaking in your life completely stops, replaced by a deep and profound holy silence. A massive pillar of golden light violently tears through the thick storm clouds and strikes the dark ground. The powerful shockwave of my glorious light instantly blows away the toxic smoke and destroys the shadows. The demonic forces melt away into absolutely nothingness, unable to stand before my overwhelming presence. The absolute truth is that terrifying storm was never given permission to permanently destroy your life. It was only allowed to completely sweep away the rotting foundations and the toxic people blocking your path. I intentionally removed those heavy burdens so they could no longer drain your energy and limit your growth. Look at the calm surface of the water now. It is as perfectly smooth and peaceful as a crystal clear mirror. The profound spiritual tranquility is beautifully embracing the atmosphere, bringing rest to your tired soul. Now that the ground has been completely cleared, I am actively preparing to rebuild your destiny today. I am replacing the broken wooden beams with an unbreakable diamond foundation that will last forever. Feel the warm golden rays of my love gently illuminating your tear-stained face and washing away the pain. Your posture is straightening up as my divine energy flows directly into your weak and exhausted body. The heavy chains of anxiety have been completely shattered by the spoken word of your mighty Creator. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You are my deeply loved child, protected by my holy grace. The painful process of divine surgery is finally complete, and the healing light is sealing your wounds now. I have officially silenced the accuser, and the only voice you will hear from now on is my voice of love. When you look back at the storm, do you see a tragedy or do you see a divine rescue? Share your truth. The fierce storm is truly and permanently over, my precious child. The long, dark night has finally passed. Do not waste your tears looking at the broken things you lost. Look up at the brilliantly glowing sky. Open your arms widely right now, because the greatest blessing of your entire life is about to fall down. It is a massive blessing, far bigger and much more wonderful than anything you could ever dare to dream. I am pouring out supernatural financial restoration, opening doors that no human being can ever shut again. A beautiful, life-changing opportunity is rapidly approaching, bringing endless peace straight to your door. Step out of your dark shelter, take a deep breath of the fresh air, and prepare to receive your full glory. The bitter seeds you planted in deep sorrow and watered with your tears are suddenly bursting into bright life. Watch the dry and cracked earth transform into a magnificent golden field of abundant and rich harvest. I am replacing your muddy clothes with a pristine white robe woven with threads of pure and shining gold. You are being crowned with divine favor, stepping into a brand new season of unimaginable prosperity. Every single tear you shed has been carefully collected and transformed into a priceless spiritual diamond. You will clearly see that what the enemy meant for evil, I have brilliantly turned around for your total good. The years that the locusts have destroyed are being completely repaid to you in double and triple portions. Stand tall and proud, knowing that the Maker of the universe is actively fighting for your ultimate success. The heavy burden of debt is supernaturally lifting, replaced by an overflowing river of pure abundance. Relationships are being healed, your health is being restored, and your joyful smile is finally returning. You are a walking miracle, a beautiful testimony of my amazing grace and my unfailing, perfect love. The bells of victory are loudly ringing in heaven, celebrating the glorious dawn of your brand new chapter. Never forget that I am always with you, holding your hand, guiding you toward a bright and shining future. The shaking was only a temporary transition. Your permanent establishment in my kingdom has just begun. Embrace this wonderful moment, for you have survived the fire, and you are stepping into your promised land. The shaking was never a cruel punishment. It was a divine preparation for your glorious future. Do you believe this storm was meant to destroy you, or was it meant to rebuild you? Leave your thoughts below. Please like this video, share it with someone in pain, and subscribe to our channel for more divine messages.